should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better. Don't
is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? It's so good to see you all. Bad Girl, Cara, Anders, Gray Moon, Indie Girl, Hazel Eyes. Hazel Eyes said, I'm thumbs up number 17. Please hit that thumbs up on your way in. Hey, Pisces. I hope you have a good day, love. Hey, Tony. Mallory, good to see you. So hard to see. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Serena. Petunia, good to see you. We Gobshite, it's good to see you. Good evening. Rubber Ramada, good to see you. Heather Wells. Meemaw, it's good to see you, Meemaw. Let me see. Joyous, good to see you. Scrolling up. I think I said, hey, Bambi or Ambi, it's good to see you. I like the little kitten playing the guitar too. Hey, Lori. Good to see you. I think that's about as far up as I can go right now. If I did not mention you, please say something so I can. Hey, Chaz and Nene Nut. It's good to see you. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you, Meemaw. That was so sweet of you. Hey, Miss Holmes. It's good to see you. And be good to see you. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is these depositions. Let me get them pulled up. We're going to go over the audios that are the calls for the depositions. Now, on this deposition, we have 3 minors, and we have their initials. I have the audios of 3 minors. I have put out one because I felt like it was prevalent to the case. I do have the other 2 witness statements of the other 2 minors, or who I believe to be those 2 minors, that we will talk about. I am not releasing them on my page. I will play them one time in today's live because it is the audio that caused these depositions to happen. After that, I will not play it again. If you want to hear it, you'll have to be in this live or watch this live on the replay. I don't feel like we gained any prevalent information from them. And so, you know, since it's correlated to these specific depositions, I will play it. But after that, I'm not going to play it again, and it will not be released. And then we have this deposition from the roommate. So we will listen to those audios today. Since they are the reason for the depositions. Let me get this pulled up. Hey, Jenna's Gypsy. I pinned the link in case anybody wants to come up and talk. Hey, Odette, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Sue Joy, good to see you. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. All right. So we listened to the first 2 interviews from Bestie over the past couple of days, or yesterday, excuse me. And so we will listen to the last interview from Bestie, and then we will play the other 2 minors that I have. This one is 18 minutes. So this one was done on March 13th. So this is going to be about 12 days after Madeline's body was found. This is the one where her mother was there with her. Because of how this person questioned, I don't know if it's the same person, but Orange County questioned her with those questions we heard yesterday that were just, I don't know. You need to figure out how to talk to a child a little bit better, in my opinion. Hey, Shell, good to see you. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started on this one. Again, we are listening to the statements that are the reason for the depositions.
2024, the time is 4 p.m. We are at Morris, Detective Kaluskin. And this is reference case number 24001896. If you don't mind, I'm just going to set this down here because I know you talk kind of soft, and so I can capture what you say. So like I said previously before we started the recording, I'm here and I'm the lead detective that's investigating the case for Maddie. Okay. I know you spoke to Orange County detectives in the past. Some were all right, some were not so pleasant, according to your father. So I'm good.
Right there. Some were all right, some were not so pleasant. The female was all right, the male was not so pleasant. Hey, always late. Oh yeah, please hit the thumbs up. I'll change my banner to the one that asks for you to hit the thumbs up. Oh, okay. Be safe, Gray. I hope your child had a good day at school. Hey, hobby farmer, it's good to see you. Bad girl's gonna feed Inspector BS. Thank you for that. Okay.
I'm gonna do my best to be as I'm in a house right now with my wife and 3 daughters, so I kind of know how to talk to females and stuff like that. So I just have a few follow-up questions from.
Let us take a moment to thank him for that. I am glad that you know how to talk to children.
When you spoke to Orange County Detective Payne, I think his name was. Did you go to the Maddie's birthday party on Sunday?
Yes.
Who else was there with you as our friends?
Me and Emily.
Emily?
Yeah.
Do you know Emily's last name?
No.
Does she?
Bambi said, I heard yesterday's live, and yes, that detective was extremely rude with poor Bestie. It's as if he was mad that she didn't have more info. And I felt the same way. And, you know, people that replay or some of you guys will always leave comments after the live, and I try to get through the ones I can while I'm cooking dinner and doing things with the kids after the lives. And somebody said, we were talking about it, and a cousin got brought up, or I was thinking, you know, we don't have any audio of like where they questioned her sister, that Mr. Stephen Young's child or anything like that. We know they talked a lot. So I'm wondering if she did tell somebody or confide in someone, and maybe that's why we don't have those audios, or maybe they didn't even talk to them. I don't know. But that was one thing I was thinking, like if she did confide in someone and it wasn't necessarily Bestie, maybe she confided in her sister, like, you know, stepsister or something like that. And maybe that's why that audio hasn't been released, or I haven't heard it anyway. Just a thought I was having yesterday.
You in your school?
Yes.
What grade is she?
7th.
7th? Any classes with Maddie?
PE.
PE? You don't happen to have her phone number, do you?
Yeah, I do.
You mind giving it to me? Are you feeling better? Dad said you weren't feeling too hot yesterday.
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
All right, so you two were basically the only friends that were there at the
Yes.
birthday party. How was she during the birthday party? Was she outgoing, happy?
When Emily got there, she kind of changed her mood, but I was the first one of her friends to get there, but she was kind of on me for stuff. Like, she would kind of get mad at anything I asked.
Like what? What would you ask her that would make her mad?
There was like food there, and I didn't know what the food was, so I asked, and after like 3 times of asking, she got mad at me asking. Okay. We were playing red light, green light, and she got mad because I wasn't standing in the correct spot, and it would just be about really little things.
Okay. I know it's difficult for me to ask, but I have to ask because it might be important in the future.
I don't know. Let me see if I can see who you're referencing. Oh, I thought at one point that was Grandpa Juan, but somebody said it might be Jen's ex. I'm not exactly sure who it is. I've wondered that myself. It might be her step grandpa. I would, if I had to guess, I would say he's not related to what happened to her at all. I don't think that man ever did anything to her. Hey, man.
I know you share with either Detective Payne or the other female that was speaking with you that you and Maddie kind of were maybe on the same cycle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. And in the interview with Detective Payne, you said that Maddie may have gotten her period later on.
Yeah.
Was that in February or January?
January.
January. Okay. Did you two discuss it all about February's?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Because I think you also mentioned to him when she
Yeah, I get that. I could see that. I feel yelled that.
doesn't get it, she's kind of moody.
Yeah.
Or okay, did it appear that way when you guys were at the birthday party or the weeks leading up to it?
At the birthday party.
She did. Okay, she seemed.
Of course, there was more than last time.
Yes, exactly. So I'm gonna scoot a little closer. So during the birthday party.
Of course, this had to happen. It's like every interview, something's got to happen where it's so loud.
She seemed to act kind of the way she would if she didn't get a period.
Yeah.
Or she would be did she say anything else was bothering her during her birthday party?
No. Yes. Oh yeah, she had told her friends like literally like she told all of us a good day before her party. So she was mad that no one could make it because everyone was like out of town or like
Okay.
they couldn't make it.
And she was upset at that.
Yeah.
Okay. In going through Maddie's text messages, you guys appear to have a group text going between you and a few other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, it's a stark contrast compared to what her family and Jen Soto said about her being so happy and excited about her birthday. Now, to be fair, children, especially children, she might have said that to make them feel better about it, right? Like she might have been honest with her friends about how she really wasn't happy about it, but then, in her mind, and keep in mind, the poor child had to be more mature for her age. She had to grow up quickly than normal children. So in Maddie's mind, she's thinking more than likely, they threw the party for me. Of course, I'm going to tell my mom I was happy with the birthday party and that I had a nice time. So I don't fault her for that. And I don't necessarily think that they're lying when they say that Maddie said she was happy. I think that there is a possibility that Maddie told them that she was happy and had a really good time at the birthday party, even though she might not have necessarily. You know what I mean? Hey, Boomer, it's good to see you. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Thank y'all for being here.
She asked you about dates for NPAs.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have those text messages in your phone?
Right.
Maybe. And the reason I'm asking is because it looks like when she asked for the dates for the NPA, either
Yeah. The thing I went to like Monday. Oh, okay.
And it seems like nobody replied, or those messages did go through on her text on her phone.
So she's looking for the messages about NPAs, which I think some of you said is correlated with course. So that's what they're doing right now. That's all I really know about that. Yeah.
So the NPA, I don't want to scroll through it. Is the NPA conversation before this or after?
She said it right here.
Looking at see. And that's regarding the NPAs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it doesn't look like there was too many conversations after that, if any. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I kind of
I hit the wrong button. I am curious. So let's see if we can find out. I'm asking what an NPA is for Florida public school. Of course, I've got to misspell at least one of the words. A NPA is a private entity that provides special education services to students whose needs are too great for their local school district. NPAs are authorized to contract with school districts to provide special education services. NPAs provide services that are necessary for a student's individualized education program, or IEP. NPAs are non-sectarian, meaning they are not affiliated with a specific religion. Okay, y'all know that word. In Florida, the Florida Association of Academic Non-Public Schools, or FANAS, represents many non-public schools. FANAS includes member associations that are recognized as accrediting agencies. So she's asking about somebody providing a special education service for herself, I would assume. That's interesting. I'm glad we looked that up. Is it MPA? I think they said NPA, but I think it's the NPA, the one we just looked up. Y'all can let me know if I was wrong. Crystal, good to see you. Veronica, Against All Logic, and Gorgeous George. Yeah, sectarian. I guess religious sect would be my thought process on that. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, someone said it was about the choir. That's why I was like, I heard that, but it doesn't, I couldn't think, like, the only thing I could come up correlated with choir would be non-present activity. And I was like, to be sure, that's not it. So let's look it up. So that's what I found. I don't know. It's very possible that it's correlated with choir. That's what I pulled up when I asked about the specific state of Florida as well. So I don't know. Take what you will from it.
I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom of the. Oh. How do I get that?
First go all the way down.
Yeah, go to the very last message that you had that Matt even been a part of. Like my kids. Scroll forever.
Yeah, talking.
Most kids.
What was that?
All right, I don't know. I don't know if this is because Maddie asked specifically in a text message. Do you know the date of NPA? Do you have?
We could look up and see what IBPA is, if it could be that. I would think it's NPA though. And because they have like special entities that come to the school okay, so it was MPA, and it's music performance assessment. There we go. I was wrong. NPA was wrong. It is to do with choir, and it's music performance assessment. It says that an MPA is a yearly assessment for secondary school music programs in Florida. The assessment evaluates musical performances for marching bands, concert ensembles, and solos. The assessment is held at the district and state levels. The Florida School Music Association, or FSMA, recognizes the Florida Bandmasters Association, Florida Orchestra Association, and Florida Vocal Association to sponsor the assessments. So it is MPA, and the actual definition is MPA can refer to a music performance assessment or Master of Public Administration, depending on the context. Considering y'all all said it was related to choir, I would say it's music performance assessment. I sincerely apologize about getting it wrong the first time. That's definitely what I believe it to be. Hey, Scratch the Point. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think that's it. You want to get up, Hazel? You want to come up? Hazel is here. He has arrived.
We have a lot of different group messages with Maddie.
Yeah.
Eddie left again.
I forgot to mention, just for the record, mom is also present with this interview.
Hey, Lisa.
I can't find it.
Okay, that's fine. All right, going back to the birthday party. What time did you leave the party?
Picked you up like 7?
Yeah, so not 7. I got home at 7:15.
Emily left the same time.
Okay.
Because I saw Emily walk out. Her mother was already there. Her sister, someone was already there at the park. And I
Boomer says Maddie loved singing. It was one of the few activities that made her happy. Yeah, I do believe so. I think it did, and I'm glad that she had that in her life and had something that actually made her happy. Scratch the paint, I apologize, says you just let Basil run around like a cat. Yes, I do. He has free roam of the house. At night we put up a gate to keep him in the kitchen, but yeah, he just kind of runs around. He is like my child. I've had him since he was 6 hours old. Hey, Rose Thorn. And I do want to say real quick that I've been thinking a lot about you guys talking about Madeline's birthday coming up. I think y'all said, I need to double check the dates, but I do believe y'all said it was February 22nd. I know that's about a month away. As of right now, what I think I'm going to do is have a day of basically silence to remember her. More than likely on her birthday, in respect of her and her birthday, I will not go live. I might make a community post sharing some pictures and just, asking people to keep her in their thoughts that day. And I'll definitely light a candle and keep it burning all day. But that's where I'm at with that right now. I'm sure other people will do something for her birthday. I just feel like it would be better to just have a day of silence to remember her. Hey, KJ. If you guys don't mind, please hit the thumbs up.
Pick it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Who all
It is
from Maddie's family was there? Was there a lot?
Yeah, there was a lot. I can't.
Okay. Did Maddie say what time she was leaving the party to you guys, or what time she's going to go home?
I had asked her when the party was gonna end before Emily had cake, because she was asking. And she said, I don't know, this party could last till like midnight or like 1 a.m.
Okay. Do you happen to know who took Maddie home?
I don't.
Or did she even talk? Did she talk about it? Who was going to take her home?
I know what the person looks like. I don't know like how they're related to Maddie.
It was a family member.
Yes.
It wasn't her mom's boyfriend.
The mom's boyfriend was not at the party.
Okay.
Amanda Page, that's a good idea. Maybe we could do that on the day she actually passed, have a charity stream and donate to a music charity of some sort. I will work on that. Maybe on the day she actually passed, we could do something like that. I did raise money for the people of Western North Carolina that were hit by the hurricane, because I'm from North Carolina. And the way like people sent in super chats, which was super amazing. We raised $650. YouTube took like half of it. I think afterwards I had $342, but I still paid the whole $650 when I got paid. Actually this month when I got paid, I donated that. So I'll have to figure out a way that we could donate and it goes straight to like a way to donate it without YouTube taking a cut of it. I think I can't like do an actual fundraising stream until I hit 10,000 subscribers. I think that would be a good idea though. We should, I'll work on trying to figure out something out for the day that she passed away. And maybe we can do that. I think that's a great idea. Meemaw said it would be great to arrest Jen Soto on her birthday. Yeah, it would. Yes, it would. I apologize. We'll get back to this now.
Okay. Did Maddie mention to you that he was going to be at the house when she got home or anything like that? No. Did she mention to you about mom? Was mom working, or why wasn't mom at the party?
No, she didn't mention the mom at all.
Okay. Did she seem like she was upset at the mom? At her mom?
No, but I kind of figured that's why she was mad at like the party.
Because her mom wasn't there.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Now, I know you mentioned in also one of the interviews that whenever you wake up, you always have messages from Maddie, regarding text messages.
Yeah.
And is that like on a daily basis, or okay? All right. What would those messages just be about? Random stuff, or good morning,
She
or
would say like, "Hi, good morning," and she'd send me a bunch of like Instagram and YouTube stuff.
okay. And from what I understand, she didn't send you a message that morning, Monday morning. And as long as you've known Maddie, have you known anyone other than her mother to take her to school?
No. Other than her grandparents.
Other than her parents, okay. Have you ever met this guy, her mom's boyfriend?
I went over to her house like once or twice and he was there. I met him in person once.
Okay.
She met Stephen in person once. I see you giving me a lot of ideas. I will reach out. I've actually got a way I might can talk to Melissa Jade or people surrounding her and ask her how she did that. That's a great idea. And I wanted to say hey to anybody coming in. I appreciate that. Yeah, YouTube, it wasn't presented as a fundraiser and they take 40% of what we make. But I mean, keep in mind, this is a free app, right? So the fact that we're able to make money is a blessing in general. So I've got to figure out a way like basically to tell YouTube that it's a fundraiser and that all funds are going to said charity. So we'll work on that. If you guys have a music charity in mind, maybe something in her local area, that would be a good idea. If you guys know of anything, let me know. You can email me or put it in like a comment or something. Hey, Chad.
Did she ever talk about him?
I knew she was on call with him a lot, and I knew that she had told me that he'd moved out of like the house.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I had asked to hang out with her, and we'd made plans like a week or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day of, I wake up to a text message, and it was like, "Hey, I can't. My stepfather's coming, and we're gonna hang out together."
Hey, Miss O.
Okay. Did she seem like she had a good relationship with him?
Yeah, they seem pretty tight. They seem really close.
Okay. Did she ever mention anything that would may have been weird to you about him or mom?
Other than that, they were like really close and that they were like always on call.
Okay.
Like when me and Maddie were on call, she was either on call with her sister or him.
Okay. With who's?
Okay, so yeah, she talks about her being on call all the time with her sister, and we haven't received that audio. So I'm thinking it's because maybe the sister knew more than anybody else did. And maybe that's why we don't have that audio, because I know they would have questioned her. And the friend is finding it super weird that Stephen and Maddie are always talking to each other all the time, constantly. So I find that important. Teresa said, I know other channels who did fundraisers through YouTube, and there's a list of organization that YouTube will partner with. That's all I know. Yeah, I think you have to have 10,000 subscribers before you can do that. So if we had 10,000 subscribers by then, that would be great. I highly doubt we will, but yeah, that's what I know about that. Hey, Cozy, good to see you.
Sister.
Her sister.
Maddie's sister. Okay. Could that be her half sister?
I guess.
Do you know her name? If I said her name?
No.
Okay. All right. I think that's going to be, I just needed some things clarified about the party, but she was definitely upset at the party.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel that she was upset at anybody in particular, or just upset in general?
Upset in general, kind of.
Okay. Was she crying or anything like that?
No.
Tell her what she would do. Tell them what she did.
When I first got to the party,
So I think they're asking if she was upset at somebody in general because we know she called Stefan from the party. I think they're trying to find out more about that phone conversation, what was said, why she might have called Stefan, because obviously Jen Soto's not given the information that they want for that. She's not going to snitch him out, obviously. He's not going to say anything. So I think they're asking to try to figure out if there's any kind of contextual clues they can take from the fact that she called Stefan from the birthday party. Hey, Jennifer. You're not late. You got here right when you were supposed to be here, love.
She got mad because I didn't have a gift,
Okay.
which I had already given my gift to her at school, but she had said like, "Where's like the rest?" And I gave her like this really big bag of like full of stuff, and I was like, "What do you mean? Where's the rest?" And she was like, "You said that there were gonna be like a whole bunch of stuff as like a joke." And then, like, so where's the rest of the stuff? And I was like, this is it. So when I showed up to her party, she was like, I barely got any gifts, and I was surprised I didn't get a gift from you. And I was like, but I already gave you my gift at school. So, and then at the end of like the party, like when me and Emily were like leaving, she got mad at me because I didn't like shake all of like her family members like hands to like say goodbye, which I kind of was like, oh bye, and then like I left, and then as I was like crossing the street and stuff, she got mad. She was like, I always get in trouble after you leave because you don't say goodbye to everyone. And I was like, I say goodbye, I just don't say it very loud.
What did she always have these kind of mood swings, I guess you could say, call them?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she ever talk about her sleeping habits? Like, would she go to bed late, go to bed early, sleep in late, get up early?
I know if she was like sick or something, she'd go to bed early, but she'd sleep in her mom's room.
Okay.
But other than that, she'd stay up pretty late.
Okay. All right. One last.
Cozy says, I know the subject of Madeline being possibly with child is touchy one, but this makes me think that maybe she at least thought she was, hence all the freaking out. Yeah, I was just thinking and debating on whether to say it. When he asked her, was she more moody than normal? I mean, I'm wondering if he's asking because it's a possibility she was upset about whatever the phone call was about, or if she had started showing some kind of hormonal change due to the possibility of her being pregnant, because at this time they would have known if she was with child or not. So I'm wondering if they're asking these kind of questions to try to figure out if she was, showing signs of being with child, because I think they're still trying to figure out the motive, right? So they're trying to figure out this phone call, which regardless of whether she was or not, if she thought she was, the call would have been the same. Stefan would have freaked out the same if she thought she was and if she actually was. Again, I do believe that the friend said she started her cycle. But I think they're, again, just trying to figure out the context of this phone call made from the birthday party to Stefan to get him to come down, or the day before, or whenever the phone call was made. I think one was made from the party, but he had planned on going down the day before or something to that effect. I'm just trying to remember everything off the top of my head. Mallory says, I hate thinking Maddie treating her friends this way, all because of how she was mistreated at home and needing and craving positive attention. Yeah, and I'm glad she had such good friends that were her friends regardless. Madeline was really upset that day, and even Stinky got anxiety meds from his parents. Yep. Bad Girl says, yes, plus Maddie was dealing with real adult issues that no child should have to face. Exactly. And lastly, Sue Joy said, I believe Maddie being moody stemmed from the day before meltdowns and Stephen Stern's anxiety on Saturday. Which friend did she tell about the meltdown on Saturday? I believe it was this one. Hey, Liddy. I saw some of the lab results, the ones that I've found so far. I've got a video out on my page about it, but that's all I've seen so far.
Last difficult question. Do you think her mom would hurt her for any reason?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm not going to ask you about him because you don't know him. is there anything that you can think of, since we're probably not going to be talking again, that you think I should know that about Maddie or anything that has to do with the household?
I know that they have roommates.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that he moved out and that they got a new roommate.
Boomer said, I wonder if Maddie would tell her friend the truth about her period. And I've battled back and forth with that question too. I've said that, you know, maybe the friend asked, did you end up having your cycle? And she kind of passed it off like, oh, yeah, I did. It was just late. Lying. Then I got the DNA results, where the video that talks about whose blood was on Maddie's hands, and it talks about blood being in her private areas, not trying to be graphic. But there was blood in her private areas, and there was no other DNA on her in those areas. So that tells me it's her blood. And if she had been assaulted, there would be DNA from another person. So if it's her blood and there's no DNA from another person, that means more than likely it's not from an assault. So that would tell me that, like, I'm not, again, not trying to be graphic, but like if you're a girl or woman and you wear a pad, the blood kind of gets everywhere. So I personally, after seeing that, that made me feel more like she had her cycle. I'm not, again, not trying to be graphic. I don't want to keep talking about this child's cycle, but I do feel like that she wasn't. But then you have the questions like this. And I mean, but again, if it goes back to she thought she was, she called Stefan and thought she was, and he thought she was as well. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Hey, Dainty Dane. Hey, SJ Sheila. Yeah, it's possible. We don't know a lot, and we won't know until it goes to trial.
Yeah, I don't think I can think of anything else that was like weird or anything other than the whole roommate thing.
Gotcha.
Her phone is, I'm telling you this, so if there's anything that you need from her phone, we have to go get her phone fixed. For some reason, it's not letting her do, it's not saying there's a phone number on it anymore. It just keeps wanting to do the email address and we can't get it back. So we've got to take
It's possible, Lori.
it. So I don't know if we take it. We've been holding off on taking it until after you talked to her because I didn't know that if we redid it, we were afraid she might lose messages.
Gotcha. If you could do me a favor, and they'll probably ask you when you're at the phone store. I see you have an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
If you could back it up to your Apple iCloud.
Hey, Florida.
Because they're going to ask that anyways.
Okay.
They may be able to assist you in backing it up. I don't think I will, but in the slight chance I may need, because we have Maddie's phone and stuff like that. So we have a lot of the messages already. Mm-hmm. It's just that one message was concerning where she asked the date for MPAs, but nobody replies after that. And that's the reason I was kind of needing clarification on that sort of thing.
Was that because nobody knew?
Nobody knew the date, and then
Is that why you didn't answer?
I wonder why that was concerning, though. We looked it up and it was music performance assessment. Why are we concerned about her asking about a music performance assessment and nobody responds? I don't understand why that in particular was so important. Teresa said, after trial or conviction, will Florida release the autopsy? I'm not sure. I know in order for it to be released, it would have to be released by a family member. I'm sure it'll be brought up at trial, especially if she was with child. I mean, even if she wasn't, if it's a possible motive or the motive, then it'll be brought up. But I don't know if it'll be, it might be released in trial transcripts, but I don't think it would be released otherwise. I'm not sure though.
yeah.
And it makes sense. If you do happen to think of something that we didn't talk about or something that pops in your head, let mom or dad know. I gave him my card yesterday. Unless you want me to give you another one?
No, I'm sure he's right.
Please feel free to reach out to me. Then I can communicate through you so we don't have to bother. Because I know this is a very traumatic incident, you know.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that I've been talked to a few times already. It's just when a juvenile is involved and they have a best friend, like that's the reason why, because best friends know everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they know a lot more than parents and stuff like that. So I want to apologize. I don't know what happened with Orange County detectives. We don't work with them.
Liddy said, and then all the research of Stefan to investigate anesthetics. That means a lot, right? I think it will at trial. SJ said, will they string the trial considering she was a minor? I hope they will. Florida usually does. So I'm hoping they will string both trials. I don't know about the one in February, but I am following it closely. If they are streaming it, I'm going to do my best to make sure that we have it here and we will watch it together, like the whole thing. I'll have to plan my days around being online most of the day those days. Boomer said, usually the medical experts testify to give clarification of findings and results to the jury. Yes. So we'll have to wait for that. Hopefully it's televised.
But I know your husband was very upset yesterday when I came. And I hope I can kind of smooth that over. But
no, you did great. It was the line of questioning and some of the words that she didn't know, and then having to explain what some of the words meant was something we didn't really want to have to go through.
Right.
Yeah, and that wasn't fair to put that on those parents. Those detectives should have asked them in a different way. I have no idea how to say your name, but thank you for asking everybody to hit the thumbs up.
So, I will say that when she came home from the birthday party, she was upset because Maddie was on her about everything. She doesn't like guacamole. She got mad at her for not eating the guacamole. She was mad about everything. They went outside and played. She got a water hose and was she was very angry. She was mad there weren't a lot of presents. This is all this stuff she came home and told us.
Gotcha.
She was mad because family members weren't there, and Sage's birthday is at the beginning of February, and she'd been building it up all month that on her birthday it's going to be a really big event and all this family's coming in, and then they didn't.
Right.
So she was very upset. So I mean, she's kind of.
So, I mean, and that's a stark contrast. Like, did nobody notice Maddie doing all these things and being just so hostile? I mean, did they really just not even pay that much attention to her that nobody in the family saw these things? I mean, clearly you would see her trying to spray her best friend with a water hose. Hey, Norma, good to see you. Cookie, thank you for telling me. It's nice to see you, Cookie. Yeah, there's a lot of, things that could happen. I mean, we won't know much until trial. Hey, Rachel.
Kind of breezed over it a little bit, but that was when she came home. That's what she told us.
Gotcha.
And there was this whole table, and there was one gift on it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there weren't a lot of gifts. So I saw an interview with the grandmother saying, "Oh, there were all these gifts and all these people," and that's not what was portrayed when she was there, unless that happened after.
Right. Okay.
So again, why? I mean, are they lying or what's going on here? Hey, Edith.
All right. Like I said, thank you for talking to me.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Also, we're going to conclude this interview. It is now 4:19 p.m.
Okay, so that's the end of Bestie's statements that led. Oh, hold on. Let me close that. Let me just close that real quick. That's the end of Bestie's interviews that led to the depositions of her. Now I'm going to pull this link I have for the unlisted video that I made last night with the witness statements of the two other minors. Again, this is something that I will not release on my page. Like I said, you're going to have to hear it here. I'm going to play it one time and that's it, because they are minors and I just don't feel there was relevant information in this. I don't like some of the questions that they were asked. I'm not putting it out on my page. So, but we're gonna play it today because it is prevalent. If they are taking depositions of minors, I do have a strong feeling that these are the other two minors that they are getting the depositions of. So yeah, I was glad her mother was there for that interview as well. Okay, I will tell you, the first minor's interview is like 6 minutes. The second one is about 3 minutes. Hey, Abellis. Meemaw said, boy, I think that's Jen's second husband, and he is so much better looking than the other two. No offense. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so again, these are interviews of two other minors at the school. I believe these are the two other minors listed on the deposition. I will play it once. We will talk about it once, and then that's going to be it for me. You might have heard it somewhere else. I don't know. I didn't put these out. I wouldn't feel right putting these out just on my page.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Detective Payne. Let's talk over here. This will be quick, okay? Your last name is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'm a Detective Payne, but you just call me Jack, okay? Let's take very well in our class. Well, indeed.
So it sounds like the voice of the same person that questioned Bestie. And if so, I'm already concerned. I'm hoping he don't ask these children questions that are out of line. I can't remember. I haven't listened to these interviews since right after I got them. Abellis, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. That was so sweet of you. Welcome everybody to Speculation Station. I'll see if I can see who got them. Oh, I can see. So real quick, Nikki was gifted, Christy, Katie, Chelsea, Steph Turtle, Beautiful, Glam, Marjorie, Snacks, and Casey was gifted. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so sweet of you. I'm going to come pick y'all up from Speculation Station on my crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you, guys. That was so sweet of you, Abellis. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet. Thank you so much, Abellis. Hey, Deanna. I love you being here. You guys are what makes our show great. Thank you so much. Yes, I like Ozzy. That's the crazy train going to arrest Jen Soto. All right. So we'll get back to this.
And what's your last name?
Of course, they redacted that. They're minors. It has to thaw out, baby.
Your phone number?
Yeah. Oh, my phone?
Yes.
Oh, it's.
Of course, this is all redacted. I just grabbed the audios last night and uploaded them and made the video. I like Ozzy. Crazy Train too.
You are 12 years old.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Do you know what the difference is between a truth and a lie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a truth. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but okay. Yeah, like it's when you're not lying.
Okay. Yeah. If I told you the board behind you was white, would that be a truth, a lie, or something else?
That would be a truth.
And why is that?
Because it is white.
Okay. So can you promise to only tell me the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you?
Well, we recently just started to become like closer.
Okay.
So I wouldn't consider I would consider myself a friend. We just started getting closer. So
okay.
Yeah.
What do you call her?
I usually call her like recent, as I said, like I just started calling her. I thought we were like.
Okay. So you guys just recently became friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many classes do you guys share together?
We share 2.
Okay.
Gym, second period, and this class.
What is this class?
7th period, language arts with Mr. O.
Okay. Okay. Do you guys ever talk about anything that is going on in her life?
Mima, I think he does have some new songs coming out. I'm not real sure.
Well, for me, she didn't say that, but with her closer friends, like, talk about that. They told me that, like, she did say that, like, she didn't really, which is, yeah.
So there are a lot of redactions, but you can gather, using contextual clues, you can kind of pick up on what they're asking. Like I said, I'm you can hear it here. If you want to hear it from me, this will be the one and only time I play it.
Did she say anything else?
I do think that you guys already know this, but she said she wanted to run away.
Okay.
Like a few weeks ago.
Did she tell you this?
She told me this. She told me part of running away. The woods part.
Okay. So did she ever have any conversations with you about wanting to run away or about not liking any conversations personally? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she
She didn't have this conversation personally. Okay. Okay. Did she seem depressed or?
Hobby Farmer, I'm reading from my phone right now because I'm on another page. Hobby Farmer said, this friend has such a sweet voice, just reminds us of how young their age is. And yeah, that's, again, I mean, and they are super sweet. I don't remember if it's, I know they asked her something that bothered me. And, you know, there's just not a lot of information, and I didn't feel like it was necessary. So that's why I didn't put it out. Again, the only reason I'm playing it now is because there's 3 minors listed in the depositions, and we're going over the witness statements that caused the depositions. So like I said, I'm going to play it this time, but that's it.
Or interested in suicide or anything recently?
She did seem pretty sad sometimes.
Okay. And why do you say that?
Because, you know, sometimes she could be like really quiet and like sad. Well, it
Hey, Michelle.
looked like she was sad.
Okay.
And then, you know, most of the time she looked pretty happy, because I think like maybe stuff I think from what I've heard, maybe life at home wasn't like the best, but while she was at school, I think she was happy.
Okay. Have you noticed any big changes in her behavior?
Well, no.
Okay.
Cozy, I think this one is still 12, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. So she never mentioned any abuse or anything to you?
Not to me.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa Lynn.
I do think that if she were ever to mention that, she would, because she's like really close. They're like best friends.
Okay. Is there anything else you think I need to know?
Well, I feel like if I say anything, it's gonna be what.
Thing that somebody else might have told you?
Well, I could tell the whole story again.
Okay. What is the whole story?
Well, me that a few weeks ago, I texted her about saying.
So hard to see said this crime has taken the innocence of more than one child. And yeah, I agree. Hey, Stoic, it's good to see you. Veronica said, Maddie must have been as sweet as this girl, in my opinion. She was her BFF for a reason. Yeah, this isn't her BFF. This is another friend that she knew. But yeah, they're really sweet, and you can hear the childness in this person's voice, like how young they are.
That like, oh, when you're 18, I'm gonna give you to your dad. And then she said that she's gonna run away at when she turns 13.
Okay.
And Anna said that she took that as a joke because she didn't really think she would do that.
Okay.
And told me that maybe 2 weeks before she disappeared, she said, oh, if I ever were to run away, I would go to the woods and build a house.
Okay.
Always late. They just think that she's missing. These interviews were done at the school on the same day as the other ones with the teachers and the first interview with Bestie. Hey, Bogart.
And yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Okay. Well, Miss Emily, I certainly appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, okay?
Oh. So they did say her first name starts with an E. I'm not going to repeat it. And I do believe, I'll have to pull the depositions up again, but I do believe the initial on one of them, it had the initials of Bestie. I think the first initial of one of them is E. I will double check that real quick. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I know y'all can't see it, but yeah, one of the minor that they're going to be taking on April 22nd at 2:30. First name starts with an E, and they just said her name. So this is definitely one of the depositions.
I feel like they would be able to like give you more information than
Okay. Okay. But still, I appreciate it. Okay. Almost everything you told me is true and correct.
would be suspicious.
Okay, this is going to be the second friend. It just goes into the next minor, and I'm assuming this is the last minor that's going to be taken on the 22nd of April at 3:30 p.m. with the initials LL. No, this is not Sage. Or this isn't Bestie. I call her Bestie. This is another girl whose name starts with an E, and now we're on the last interview they've done with a minor whose name I'm assuming starts with an L. I don't put these out because they're minors. The only reason I put out Bestie's interviews is because she gave us a lot of insight that was important to Maddie. These friends didn't know much, and I didn't feel it was pertinent, and I don't share their interviews. Like, again, this is the only time you'll ever hear it on my channel is right now on today's live. I'll never play it again. Teresa says, hold on, I had to wait for it to scroll up and I will read it. There it goes. Current Florida law, once an investigation is complete, Florida medical examiners' records become public records and are available for public review. There's a bill coming up that may restrict child DV autopsy results. I will look into that and see if I can pull it, but I'm pretty sure if you're a minor, it can't be released unless they do it like the family does it. Jenny Jen, I think that was the other friend at the birthday party.
Okay.
She did seem hesitant, and like she didn't look like she was crying or anything like that.
Okay.
So like, yeah.
Okay, so let me just read this back to you and make sure I have everything right, okay? Your last name. You know the difference between a truth and a lie, right? You first met last year in grade 6, where you guys shared one class together. This year you have 3 classes together. Her best friend is. They knew her best.
This might still be the first one, but I think it's the second one.
You met the person when she was a sub.
Yeah.
Okay. You were not able to get a phone number.
No.
You didn't really follow each other on social media. You're more in person. You remember school crying, sometimes complaining about. You think that happened about once a month? If something I'm saying is incorrect, please tell me and I'd be happy to correct it, okay? You think that happened about once a month?
Probably. I can't really remember, but like sometimes it would just happen.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the third interview. And the first part of what she said they redacted because I'm assuming she had more information because she's talking about Madeline coming to school crying about once a month, complaining about somebody, which it's either Jen or Stefan.
But
Occasionally she would start crying. Oh, sorry, go
I
ahead.
don't know, personally, I feel like she couldn't have run away by herself.
Okay.
I feel like she could have run away with someone. Because if I'm personally, I believe that you have to like climb over the fence.
Yeah.
And she's like short.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Sometimes mean to you when you asked her why, she said it's how she showed her love and affection. She did not talk about suicide or depression at all.
Sometimes Madeline is mean to her friend, and when she asked her why, she said that's how she shows love and affection, which it can be considered important. Again, I didn't personally put it out. That is important that she's mean and says that it's because that's how she shows her love and affection. That's an odd thing for a child to be saying. I show my love and affection by being mean to you. That's not good.
She sometimes said that she also felt sad. Her out before.
Thank you, Dainty Dane.
Okay. She talked about her crushes before. And you guys never talked about sex. Okay. And you never noticed any real changes in her behavior. Is that right? Okay. Anything else you think I need to know?
That was the other part. She never talked to you about sex. I don't like the fact that you're saying that to a child.
If you can, you could probably these people that I would suggest also talking to.
Yeah.
happened my second period.
Last thing.
Last thing, but
Okay.
I do know that it happened my second period. My second period is gym, and
Okay.
my coach is Coach Princess or Coach Princess.
Okay. Then I'll certainly try to talk.
And you could also go talk to. You could no. I was gonna say my friend.
I did want to say to you guys that
We were like talking about it, and you're.
This picture you see here, I found it last night on the internet. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12, but possibly 13 candles. So I was thinking that this might be a picture of something small they did at home on her actual birthday with Jen. Because this looks like at the table, you can see over here in the corner, the partition for her room. So this is definitely something that was done at home. So this makes me feel like maybe Jen did have something small for her on her actual birthday. And it does look like a recent picture because that's the hoodie she was wearing. I had never seen this picture before. I'm sure you guys have. So that does make me feel like they did do something on her birthday, which does make me feel better. I found it last night on Google.
Kind of like suspicious. When we found out what happened on the news, we kind of like knew.
Okay.
So like yeah, but
Okay.
I can't really remember. I don't like know anyone else that you could be able to talk to besides those two people since she's close to them the most.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Can you promise that everything you told me is true and correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was interview with the other two minors that are more than likely listed on the deposition. Now we are going to look at the deposition of the roommate that is going to happen. That's not the one I want to show you. Hold on just a minute. This is the one I want to show you. Maddie was so beautiful. Teresa says, I looked further. 2024 Florida law statutes autopsy report of a minor whose death was related to an act of domestic violence held by a medical examiner is confidential and exempt from public records. Yes. You counted 13. I thought there was one. There was one I couldn't tell if it was 13 or not. So that's probably something they had at her house for her, which makes me feel better about the situation. Hey, Brenda, it's good to see you. Julius pointed out that their voices are so young, poor babies. I know. Could you imagine? Goodness gracious. Okay, so what we just heard are what I believe to be these three minors that they're taking depositions from. Now we're going to look at Angelica's witness statements that are the basis for the depositions being taken. Her deposition is going to be taken on April 29th at 1:30. And she had a lot to say. I think there's 2 interviews from her, and they're both pretty long. So we're going to go through those and see what we can find, what we can pick out from them that doesn't correlate with what Jen is saying. And go from there. And we'll keep doing this to see what basically the witness statements that started the depositions. My wonderful mods are amazing. They pull the records and get me the depositions pretty rapidly, so we will definitely be on top of it. And I am keeping eyes on all documents coming in, so I can update you on the most current information pertaining to the trial. Brenda says, if only Deborah and Chris Stearns hadn't covered up and paid for Stephen's friends not to report him for his creepy, perverted behavior and got that pathetic creep help, Maddie would be here right now. Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't blame them for trying to help him. I don't think that in their wildest dreams they ever would have thought something like this would happen. It does suck because if they had known, Maddie would probably be here. You do not pay me to say that, Abellis. All right, I'm trying to get that interview. I should have had it ready in a playlist. I apologize about that. That one's Natalie. This one is Angelica. I should have it labeled. Is this the second one or the first one? Hold on, let me see.
And Angelica.
I think this is the first one. So she stayed in the room beside number 4.
Negro, that's right.
Hold on.
Reference to case number 240081896. Just tell her the last time that we spoke, she swore to tell the truth, but
Hold
the truth
on.
is best.
Okay, what?
That's right. Reference to case number 24008.
I wish you would stop when I push stop. Crazy computer. Hold on. Somebody asked something I was going to highlight. Miss Kimmy Akers said, Lord, my computer. Is there any video or interview or audio of police detectives asking Jen to roll up her sleeves to see if Jen had any markings? Not that I'm aware of. If there are, they haven't been released to me yet. I might be wrong, but I thought there was speculation that Chris knew about the data he had stored in the computer. We talked about it. I mean, there is a speculation. I don't think he knew, but it's a possible speculation. Yes, Miss Lisa. And Miss Lori said, but Stephen Stearns told Jen when he was younger he was seeing a 15-year-old girl, and Jen knew that, but instructed her daughter to sleep with a man. Yes. Yep. Her name was Kendall, I do believe. There's pictures of her on my page in the videos from the personal cell phones. They had like notes and things they wrote back and forth to each other. There was one that it was like a drawing of a car outside of a pizza place, and she wrote shake, shake, shake around the car. So I was like, oh, Lordy Jesus. But anyway.
(081896). Just tell her the last time that we spoke, she swore to tell the truth, but the truth is best in your knowledge.
Real quick, again, this is Angelica, and they are going to be taking her deposition in April.
And that still applies now, so. Okay, so we talked before. I want to go into more details about the night of Sunday going into Monday. Okay, what time did you get home Sunday night?
Mi horario era hasta las... Yo salgo alrededor los domingos de las 11.
Sunday around 11.
Y acá llegué...
PM?
Sí, en la noche. Okay. Pero acá llegué como 11:30.
Around 11:30, she thinks. 11:30 p.m.
So 11 or 11:30?
11:30 getting here.
Okay.
11 getting out of work.
All right. Was anybody here when you got home?
Si se encontraba alguien en ese sitio cuando usted llegó. Si había otra persona. ¿Quién había?
Pues yo escuchaba cosas en el cuarto de arriba.
She said, yeah, she was hearing things upstairs.
Pero normalmente cuando yo llego a esa hora todos están durmiendo.
But normally around that time, everyone's sleeping.
Okay. Did you physically see anybody?
Si físicamente viste algo.
No.
Okay.
I could be wrong, Veronica, but I think it's Natalie that sees the pictures and she cries. It breaks her heart. Darlene said, the mom, Stearns said he was only 3 years older than her and they were in love. They were both in high school. Yeah, I think that's why there was no, it's normal in high school for older people to date younger people. Now, if he was like 20 and she was 15, I don't know. That's weird, but they were in high school and they were in love. So that's the story behind that. I wrote stupid notes to my first boyfriend too. I drew pictures like that when, I was in love. And so I don't blame her. I just was like, oh my goodness, we've got all the information on that. Cozy, thank you for being here and I hope you have a good day. Okay. Hey, BG.
Okay. Do you know When you came in, was her door open or shut? Jennifer's door open or shut?
Así. Tal cual así como estábamos
So
hablando.
just like that.
Okay, so cracked open. Did you look inside?
No.
No. Okay. When you went upstairs, were the doors open or closed?
Close.
Closed. Okay.
Yo puedo entender un poco.
You can understand.
Yeah, we figured that out last time.
So, cuando haya dificultad,
Ah, yo te sí, ok.
I'll tell you when you get them.
Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean for my mic to be muted. They said we talked to her about that last time. So I'm wondering if that's the second interview and we need to make sure we're going in order. So I'm just scrolling back to see if there was one that came before that one. So I apologize. If it's that one, we'll go back to right where we were at. But they say we spoke about that last time, so I want to make sure we're starting with the first one first. Yeah, that's part 2 of 2. Okay, so we need to go back to the first one. Okay, where is the first one? It's this one. This is the first one. It might be this because I said reaction to the photos in the thumbnail. This is the first interview of 2 that I have to put out with the roommate that was in room number 3, the room beside the room Stefan stayed in, which was number 4.
The date is February 29th, 2024. Time is 7:33 p.m. We are at myself, Detective Morris, Sergeant Breuer. What's your first name?
Angelica.
And what's your last name?
I don't know what is in English, but negro in Spanish.
El apellido.
Nigro.
Nigro. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Entonces, her last name is pronounced Negro. It's Negro. Gro. Okay. All right. So before we start, can you raise your right hand?
Antes que nosotros comenzamos, ¿puedes levantar tu mano derecha?
Mm-hmm.
Do you swear and affirm?
That is so sweet, Darlene. Yeah, my husband's 11 years older than me.
To tell the truth, nothing but the truth, to the best of your knowledge, so help you God.
Las preguntas que te vamos a hacer, tú prometes que vas a decir la verdad y solamente la verdad para las preguntas que te vamos a hacer contra las leyes de los Estados Unidos y lo que te vamos a preguntar.
Sí,
para la habilidad de usted.
lo prometo.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know? Yeah. Do you know why we are here doing an investigation?
¿Tú sabes por qué la policía está aquí en el apartamento para investigar algo?
Por Mari.
We're here because
For Maddie.
Por Mari, ¿no?
Okay. Were you here Sunday night?
Sunday night, yes.
¿Estabas aquí la noche del domingo?
Sí.
Did you see Maddie that night?
No.
Did you see Jennifer?
No. Ella duerme. Voy a hablar en español.
Okay.
Jennifer estaba médica.
Liddy said, did anyone get the information that there are also other pictures, Maddie pictures taken in the middle room, room number 3? I hadn't heard that, but I did see that they took the comforter from room number 3, and I wondered why. So I'd have to find that to validate that. That's interesting. Yeah, the one under the bedroom door, but they would have been taken in room number 3 and under the bathroom door, but I don't know why they took the comforter in room number 3. But yeah, I know that he was taking pictures under her door, which was room number 3.
Medicamentos y ella cuando se lo toma queda dormida. O sea, muy profunda.
Jennifer takes medication, and when she takes the medication, she falls asleep like deeply.
Ujú. Y pues yo llegué del trabajo como a las 11:30.
¿De la noche o la mañana?
No, en la noche.
She came home from work at approximately 11:30 p.m.
Ujú. Y abajo no escuché nada.
She didn't hear anything downstairs.
Yo vivo en la habitación 3.
She lives in a...
I'm going to pull up that timeline again. If she told them to go upstairs at 11, how did she see Maddie that night at all if she didn't get home till 11:30? Was it 11:35 to 11:40 that she texted them and said Maddie needs to go to sleep now, because they would have been upstairs already in the room by then? And if she didn't get home till approximately 11:30 that night, that means she definitely didn't see them. Right, Veronica, that's what I'm concluding from this. She said Jen arrived home at 11:30, approximately 11:30. I'm going to back it up just a second, but if that's the case, how did she tell them to go upstairs to bed at 11 and see them? See Maddie.
Jennifer toma medicamentos y ella cuando se lo toma queda dormida. O sea, muy profunda.
Jennifer takes medication, and when she takes the medication, she falls asleep like deeply.
Uh-huh. Pues yo llegué del trabajo como a las 11:30.
¿De la noche o la mañana?
No, en la noche.
She came home from work at approximately 11:30 p.m.
Uh-huh. Y abajo no escuché nada.
Okay, I think she meant her. I apologize for that. I apologize. I think she meant herself.
She didn't hear anything downstairs.
Yo vivo en la habitación 3.
She lives in number 3, apartment number 3, is that right? Mm-hmm.
Okay, y sí escuchaba cosas del cuarto que estaba al lado mío. Yo escuchaba como alguien despierto que coloca cosas como sonidos, pero no escuché nunca la voz de Mari.
So she heard noises coming from the bedroom next to her, like as if somebody was either moving around or setting things down, but she did not hear Maddie's voice.
Uh-huh.
Okay, is that the room that Maddie was staying in?
¿Ese es el cuarto de donde la Maddie se queda? ¿Donde tú escuchaste los ruidos?
No, Mari se queda en la habitación de Jennifer.
Who do you think was in the room that was making noise?
¿Cómo?
¿Qué piensas que estaban adentro de esa habitación cuando escuchaste esos sonidos?
Stefan se quedó en esa habitación esta noche.
He's saying it was Stephen.
Okay. How long has she known Stephen?
¿Cuánto rato tú has conocido a Stefan?
I have 2 years and a half living in this house, and I think
Teresa says she and her are vague, and it seems like bad practice when accuracy is imperative. And yeah, that's where I'm at, because it confused me. Bad girl, be careful driving, honey.
en ese mismo tiempo.
So she's been living here for about 2 years, so around the same time.
What's the relationship between him and Jennifer?
¿Tú puedes decir la relación que tiene Stefan con Jennifer? ¿Cómo son ellos contra ellos?
Stefan y Jennifer.
Y Jennifer, sí.
Ellos eran novios.
Sí, obviously they were boyfriend and girlfriend, pero ¿cómo actuaron todos los días? ¿Cómo hablaron contra ellos? Por ejemplo.
En todo ese tiempo
sí,
que estaban en su relación, bien.
Pero, por ejemplo, una pareja normal.
Al principio tenía muchas discusiones. Al principio sí tenía muchas discusiones, pero pues bueno, como toda relación, ¿no?
She said in the beginning that she observed a lot of discussions, meaning como estaban discutiendo contra ellos en el principio, ¿me estás diciendo?
Sí, sí.
They were arguing a lot in the very beginning when she got here, but she said it was typical, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
Did Jennifer ever talk to her about her and Stefan's intimate?
So I guess in the beginning, if she got there 2 or 2.5 years ago, they would have still been in a relationship. But I wonder, I mean, again, I wonder how long Jen knows and if it seemed like typical boyfriend girlfriend stuff, but they were arguing about really what was going on with Maddie and what he was doing. That's something I doubt we'll ever know, but interesting to think about. Lots of disagreements at first. Yep.
That relationship.
Jennifer, ¿alguna vez has confiado a usted o hablado contigo de las relaciones que ella tenía con Stefan, por ejemplo, sexuales?
Oh, no.
¿Nunca?
No, la verdad no.
No.
Okay.
O al menos en el último tiempo, algo relacionado sexualmente, de repente que ya no, en los últimos tiempos no tenían relación.
¿Ella te dijo que no tenían relaciones?
En los últimos tiempos, o sea, como maybe 6 meses, ellos como que no tenían relación.
Pero
No
ella
estoy
te
segura.
dijo,
Como que
pero
ya
ella
no
te dijo eso o tú pensabas eso.
O no, en algún momento ella llegó a decirme, Jennifer llegó a decirme que ellos ya casi no tenían relación.
So she's saying that in the last 6 months, at one point, Jennifer did say, like, you know, we don't have a sexual relationship.
Okay. What is she, or what was the relationship between Steven and Maddie?
¿Cómo era la relación contra Steven y Maddie?
Bueno, esto me tiene a mí muy concernada porque yo veía que se querían mucho.
¿Cómo que se querían mucho?
O sea, como una relación de padrastro-hija. Sí, o sea,
She says that they were real close, almost like a, father type daughter relationship.
Did any of it seem inappropriate?
¿Alguna vez esta relación contra Steven y Maddie era algo que no debería ser? Por ejemplo, algo no necesariamente ilegal, pero como no normal.
Nunca llegué a ver algo que no fuera normal.
No, she never witnessed any of that. That gave her that impression.
Okay. How did Steven act towards her?
Conmigo.
Sí, ¿cómo
estaba él conmigo?
Sí.
How were they able to hide this relationship? How are you able to hide this relationship you have with this child and make it seem normal? Like without anybody knowing, without anybody picking up on anything inappropriate. How are you able to get a child to hide something like that? Is my question. Darlene said he is not a handsome man. He turns my stomach. And the pics where the cops stripped him down, he was so repulsive. That poor child. Yeah. I can't even think about that. It's horrible. Lori said, is the other flatmate going to be a witness? Because she said about Stephen Stearns and Maddie being in the room, and she texted Jen and Stephanie about this. Yeah. She's going to be deposed too at some point, and when we get the list of depositions, we'll go through her interviews as well. By the time Angelica got there, Jen Soto and Stephen Stearns were toward the latter part of their relationship. Yep. Hey, El Mercy and Nessa, good to see you. You believe who's lying? El Mercy. I know some people think that the roommates were covering for Jen because they were really good friends. Y'all have to let me know. I don't think so personally, but.
Muy poco. No sé, muy poco.
Pero cuando dices muy poco, como muy poco conversación.
Muy poca conversación.
O solamente era como hola, chao. Very minimal. Like
very
just,
minimal.
Like
yes.
Hello, goodbye type of thing.
Any kind of flirting or anything like that towards her?
¿Alguna vez Stefan ha hablado contra usted, por ejemplo, como si quería preguntarte algo, como aquí lo dicen flirting?
Como de querer gusto.
Sí, como de querer gusto, sí. Pretenderme como un hombre a una mujer que tiene un interés.
No, porque yo siempre tuve mucho límite con él también.
No, because her contact with him was very limited.
The roommate, you'll have to let me know why. I think they were just not there enough to really see a lot. They did see the one thing and said something to Jen about it. But, again, like most people, they're going to think that Jen has the best interest of Maddie at heart and it's not going to let anything happen to Maddie. So all they can do is say something and that's all, and let her take it from there. Sarah said, welcome, beautiful people, both new and returning. Please smash that like button and get this incredible channel into the algorithm, sending all the love and good vibes. Thank you for that. Lori said, I think the flatmates knew more, but they needed a roof over their head and knew Stefan and Jen were a couple of weirdos. I think that's possible. I don't think they were necessarily lying. I think that they, again, thought Jen would protect Maddie. You know what I mean? And that's her boyfriend, and they might not have wanted to intervene as much, Liddy said, Jen's priorities, me, meds, money, men, and mother. She never mentions Madeline's name. No, she doesn't. Boomer said, I think the roommates may have been worried about their living arrangement and relationship with Jen. I think so to an extent. I think if they actually knew Madeline was being abused, they would have done something. They thought that Jen had Madeline at heart and her best interest, and they also didn't want to interfere because that's a roof over their head. They went to work and came home and ate and stayed in their rooms all the time. That's what they said. Yep. If Stefan and Jen wanted police to think Madeline was taken, could they have damaged her? I don't know. God, I hope not, right? At that point it becomes like a torture type thing. I don't think that anyone would go to that extent. I really don't. I would have to say probably not. I don't think anyone would go to that extent. But not to say it hasn't been done. I'm sure that God, unfortunately, it has. I personally don't think so. Darlene said because he was tired, he tried to make everyone think he was a dad figure. Maybe he was doing it at night when she was on substances, stopped taking them, and found out what he was doing to her. Possibly. Hey, Jesse, thank you for being here.
All right, going back
Hey,
to
Mayla's mom.
Sunday night, going into Monday. Mm-hmm. Did you hear any noises that you haven't heard before or anything out of the ordinary?
Empezando la noche del domingo, entrando a la madrugada del lunes, uh-huh. ¿Tú escuchaste algunos sonidos que nunca has escuchado anteriormente?
No.
Entonces, los sonidos que tú escuchaste en ese cuarto cuando llegaste de tu trabajo, ¿eran sonidos normales?
Para mí normales y bueno, luego me quedé dormida.
Ya, pero cuando tú dices normales, ¿como qué tipo de sonidos eran?
Como si tú pusieras cosas como que yo pongo el teléfono, como que suena así.
¿Y escuchaste alguna voz?
No.
Okay. So she's saying that she really didn't hear anything out of the ordinary. The noises she did hear was just somebody moving around, like they were putting some type of object on the dresser. It could be like a phone, but she never heard any voices. So,
somebody putting something on, like
cosas así.
Like those type of noises, yeah, like a phone.
Yo escuchaba cosas así, pero.
But that would be kind of the phone that she would hear would be loud, right?
Pero el sonido que tú escuchaste, ¿era fuerte o era como un sonido normal?
No fuerte.
It wasn't loud at all. It was...
Okay. What time Monday did she leave the house? Did you leave?
I've always wondered what it was that she heard that night. What are we setting up and picking on the dresser and setting down repeatedly? What are we doing? Alana says they knew they were sleeping in the same room on the same bed. I'm not sure if they did, because they reference Madeline sleeping in her little nook area. They came home, doors were probably closed. So I don't think they necessarily knew that Madeline was in that room with Stefan. Lori said the flatmates in Jen's family didn't like him, but they really didn't trust to take time out with Maddie when Stephen Stearns was left alone with her. Yeah. I think Madeline reached up to take Stefan's hands from her neck and got blood on her hands. She scratched Stefan's hands. Did Jen and Stefan both do this crime together? It's a possibility. I do agree with that. I think those are very possible scenarios. Yeah, I don't think the walls were too thick either. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe even if they heard Maddie at night, they would have thought she was hanging out in there playing video games with him. Like, I don't think they would have because again, you don't think, you wouldn't necessarily go to the worst possible scenario off the bat. I think the door was shut at night, and I think they genuinely just thought Stefan was there. I don't know. I could be wrong, and I respect all of your opinions. Hey, lovely Hope. Good to see you. Jen's leg was shaking when the police asked about this roommate and even discouraged an interview with her because of the language barrier. I believe Jen knew what Stefan had done under the door. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. I think Jen definitely knew way more than she lets on. Okay, Joyous. Thank you for being here, love. Be safe.
¿Qué hora el lunes tú te fuiste a la casa?
Bueno, toda la mañana estuve yo con Stefan acá.
¿Con quién?
Con Stefan.
¿Tú
¿Se
estuviste?
dice en inglés, Steven?
Sí.
Ok. Yo me desperté como a las 9:30, 10 de la mañana.
El lunes.
El lunes.
Okay.
Y él estuvo aquí toda la mañana.
So she woke up around 9:30, close to 10 o'clock in the morning, and Steven was already in here.
Uh-huh.
¿A qué hora fue eso?
Me desperté como a las 9:30.
9:30. Uh-huh. ¿Y tú viste a Steven adentro?
Sí. Mira, bajé, desayuné, él estaba ahí. Después subí a mi habitación y bueno, después voy a almorzar, a prepararme mi comida para el almuerzo. Él estaba ahí.
So she's saying she woke up approximately 9:30 in the morning. She came down. She saw Steven there. She made herself breakfast. She got ready. She went back upstairs. And then she came back downstairs for lunch, and he was still there.
Okay, how confident are you about this 9:30 time frame?
¿Cuánto cierto estás que fue como a esa hora, como a las 9 de la mañana, 9:30 de la mañana? ¿Estás segura que fue a esa hora?
Segura no, porque la verdad yo no tengo el tiempo, no tengo como el tiempo
pero cuando
de que yo me despierte. Sí, como...
Entonces podía ser antes, podía ser después.
No, por eso te digo, aproximadamente como de 9:30, 10. Y yo tomé mi desayuno como a las...
I think her timeline is wrong too, because we know at 9:40 he was putting Madeline into the trunk at the hotel. So keep that in mind. Nessa says he was taking pics under the door to see if she was awake so he could abuse Maddie. Well, I don't think so. I think they said it happened one time that he took pictures under the door, and it appeared to be, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if I'm going to assume she was changing. I'm going to go with that. I don't know. I was not there. I did not see. I hope to God it was just her changing, and for whatever reason he took pictures of her, and it only happened once. You've got to think about these evil mother truckers are attracted to young girls, so it's already odd that he's taking pictures of a grown woman. It tells me more that he likes more of the, like, knowing that he's taking pictures and the other person doesn't know. That's what was exciting him in that moment. Hey, October Skies. October Sky said he was a part of Telegram. You have to produce and share to get in, just saying. Yes, you do. Yep. And I think there's some other dark web things too.
Diez y media, 11.
Cuando tú tomaste el desayuno a las 10:30, 11, ¿tuviste el reloj? No sé.
Sí, yo estoy pendiente de mi reloj por mi trabajo. Tengo que alistarme. Todo.
¿Ya viste el reloj en el teléfono?
Sí, yo estaba pendiente.
So she says it was approximately 9:30 when she got up, and then she says that around 10:30 in the morning when she was making herself breakfast, she was already doing things for work on her phone, so she saw the time. ¿Y tú viste a Steven a esa hora?
Sí.
El lunes?
Sí.
So she says she saw Steven, around that time.
Around the 10:30 time frame.
Como a las
Yes.
10:30.
Sí.
Pero también dijiste que cuando te despertaste a las 9:30, 10, también lo viste.
Sí.
Y él estuvo aquí abajo.
Sí.
So she says that when she woke up at
Bueno,
approximately...
subía, bajaba, salía, volvía a entrar.
Okay,
Sí.
so when she woke up at approximately 9:30, she saw him downstairs.
Yeah, they're going to talk about it in this interview. But if I remember correctly, like Veronica said, they said all the pictures they have were of her that day in a 7 to 8 minute period or something like that. Yes. And they're going to talk about it here. Hey, Mega Moshi, thank you for being here. Mega says maybe Stephen Stearns took pictures under the door for Jennifer rather than himself. I've never heard that. It's a possibility. Oh, really? You guys helped me to see a whole new side of this. Always late. I apologize. Says I thought I knew a lot about this case, but you've helped me to see a whole lot more that I didn't know. You guys helped me to see a lot too, because I like to verify everything we talk about and see what we can figure out.
Downstairs, but he was going upstairs, downstairs, in and out of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
What was his demeanor like? Was he acting different or the same?
¿Cómo era como el genio de él? ¿Cómo estuvo normal? ¿Estuvo preocupado? ¿Él estuvo...?
Yo sentí diferente.
She noticed something was odd about him. ¿Cómo?
Diferente, o sea, por eso te digo que subía la escalera, entraba al cuarto de arriba, volvía a bajar. Escuché después como un taladro y yo...
¿Cómo que un taladro?
Había un taladro, como herramientas.
¿Como qué tipo de herramientas?
Vi en la mesa después un martillo. Habían 3 herramientas, no recuerdo, pero una de esas era un martillo.
So she noticed that there was something odd about him because of the way he was like just moving around the house, and then she saw 3 tools on the table, one of them being a hammer. ¿Qué otros?
Escuché también como...
We've talked about this before, but what are the tools on the table for? We know Madeline wasn't decapitated or anything like that, so it's not for her. Some of you have suggested maybe trying to destroy a hard drive, which I think is possible. That's about the most relevant thing we could find on that so far. Why are these tools on the table?
Algo así en la mañana y yo me pareció también extraño.
Pero eso era un sonido de una herramienta.
Como si fuese una herramienta, pero no lo vi.
So she, when she was up, she heard like a tool, like somebody using a tool.
Como algo así, como no sé.
But she never physically saw it though.
Okay. But she saw a hammer.
Pero tú viste un martillo.
Sí.
¿Qué otros herramientas vistes?
La verdad no recuerdo.
¿Algo eléctrico? ¿Algo grande? ¿Algo
no,
para...?
No, eran 3 herramientas allí en la mesa, o sea, 3 herramientas, pero de verdad no recuerdo en ese momento qué eran.
She doesn't know exactly what tools they were, pero
uno de ellos era un martillo.
But she's certain that one of them was a hammer.
Okay. Were they clean, dirty?
¿Eran sucio, limpio?
No, limpio.
Clean.
More importantly, what is Jen going to say was the reason for the tools when she's asked in court? What is her response going to be? Why is she going to say there was a hammer and a drill there when this deposition says that those items were on the table that morning? What's your excuse, ma'am? Why are they there? Jim was like, men, women, whatever, anyone would dare look at her bulging eyes, donkey gums, T-Rex hands, and penguin look-alike. Lovely Hope said drill and hammer is what she says. And one more that she doesn't know what it was. Yeah. I wonder. I hope you can hear me. My bubble's lighting up, so I think we're good. I hope that I hope they asked Jen on the stand what those were there for, why they were there, what she was using them for. And I wonder if she's going to go, I don't know, like she does with everything. Every time she's asked a question, I don't know, I don't remember that. Ma'am, stop. I'm going to need you to stop lying right now.
Okay. Did
Estaba lavando ropa también,
¿Quién?
Estefan.
She says that Stephen was also washing clothes.
Él nunca lavaba ropa.
He says Stephen never washes clothes.
does she remember what kind of clothes she was washing?
Just-
What color?
¿Tú sabes los colores o qué tipo de ropa fue que estuvo lavando?
No, la verdad no, hasta ahí no llego, pues no.
No.
Did he leave after that?
¿Él se fue de la casa después de eso?
No. Yo estuve acá, yo trabajaba a las 4 y yo salí de la casa como a las 3:40.
¿Y él todavía estaba aquí?
Y él estaba allí.
So she
Nos
went.
despedimos todo, yo me despedí de él y todo.
So she started work at 4:00. She left the apartment at 3:40. He was still here. She said goodbye to him and everything.
Okay. Did he leave at any point before that?
¿Tú dijiste que él se fue del apartamento anteriormente cuando te despertaste hasta que te fuiste de la casa? ¿Él estuvo saliendo del apartamento?
Salía, pero volvía a entrar. No sé si estaba aquí mismo. No sé si él estaba acá o si salía de la residencia porque yo no salgo a ver qué está haciendo él. ¿Sí me explico? Yo no...
Pero cuando él salió, ¿por cuánto rato él estuvo afuera?
No, unos 10 minutos volví a entrar. No puedo decirte.
So when he was in and out, it was kind of like short distances. She doesn't know exactly where he went because she wasn't keeping an eye, but
he drove away.
Él manejó.
No sé.
She doesn't know.
No lo vi. Yo no estoy pendiente de qué están haciendo, pues.
Yeah, she wasn't paying attention to what he was doing once he left the apartment. She just knows that he was in and out.
Did he ever talk to her? Did they ever talk?
¿Hablaron ese día? ¿El lunes?
No, solo good morning y cuando me fui goodbye.
Is that normal?
¿Eso es normal?
Hey, Smoky Mountain Mermaid. I got a call, so I had to pause and mute for a second. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Basil just laid on his side. He is so cute. Jenny Peach said, "Oh my word, Maddie was such a gorgeous baby and later lovely looking girl." Yes, she was, wasn't she? Hey, Carolina. It's good to see you, love. Oh, I hope not, El Mercy.
Yeah, that's how their relationship was. Like, just very small talk.
When she left to go to work, what time did you get home?
Monday.
Monday.
Yes. Sí.
Ese día cerramos como a las 11.
Around 11 p.m. de la noche.
Were Jennifer and Steven here?
Yes.
Was Maddie here?
Maddie? No.
She wasn't? Did they say anything to you about her?
Apenas entré.
¿Cómo?
Apenas entré al apartamento, ellos me llamaron para Jennifer, me dijo, amiga.
Linda said, "I don't think the roommates told police much of anything. They are protecting Jen Soto. She knew when everyone come home and left, and he knew how to sneak around. He didn't care about anyone but his addictions." It's definitely possible. She did have a beautiful future ahead of her, Tony. It's really sad what happened.
Amiga, ven, que tengo algo que contarte. Y me dijo, Mari está perdida. No encuentro a mi Mari. Así.
Okay, so when she came home, Jennifer said to her, like, come down here, I need to tell you something. And she said, Mari's missing. I can't find Mari.
What was she like? Yeah, like what was
¿Y cómo era Jennifer? ¿Cómo la...
Llora, desesperada, llorando.
Crying, desperate?
What was his emotion?
¿Y las emociones de Steven cómo era?
Lloraba, pero estaba como acostado así, llorando, tranquilo. O sea, yo lo vi como llorando, pero a la vez tranquilo. O sea, no sé cómo explicarte.
So she's saying that he was somewhat crying, but calm at the same time.
She was crying but calm at the same time. How are you crying but calm when your child is missing? Why are you not hysterical? And again, Bestie references her being really calm and how she thought it was odd. Why is Jen Soto so calm when her child is missing? Like, I'm sorry, but like, no amount of medication is going to make I mean, I just can't see it. Some people can, I can't see you being calm on any amount of medication. Nessa UK said it's hard to think Maddie would have been nearly 14. Yeah, it is. Jenny said no child can grow up in such an oppressive atmosphere. True, substance using lumps, just wanting to sleep. Yep. They were all calm. Yeah, they were both calm. She did say she was crying and calm, but why is she so calm? Like, if you think about parents whose children are missing or have passed away, they talk about how there is not enough medication in the world to make it easier, to make it bearable, to make it easier to cope, easier to manage, to keep you from being hysterical is my issue with it. You know what I mean? I don't know. We could be confused about PM or AM. We Gobshite said, I'm confused about the tools. Where were they situated? Is she saying in the bedroom? No, she was staying on the coffee table. Hey, Amy. By the way.
Did he seem upset, or did she think it was kind of like fake?
¿Tú crees que era algo como las emociones de él eran como falso? ¿O tú crees que él estaba enojado, preocupado? ¿O estaba como llorando solamente para llorar nomás, para que alguien no piensa que algo está pasando?
Pues analizando el momento y recordando, creo que, o sea, yo siendo padre o madre hubiese actuado de otra forma.
Looking back and analyzing how he was, if she was a mom or a dad, her emotions would be a lot different than his.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, going back to the tools.
So again, she's saying that it was weird. Her emotions would have been a lot different, but she said Stefan's. She didn't say Jen's. So, of course, Stefan's going to have less of a reaction. If we're going to go on the premise that Jen Soto didn't know that Madeline was deceased and Stefan does, he's not going to have as much of a reaction, especially considering that more than likely Madeline was just something for him to play with and whatever, in his mind, the poor child. And I do think it's one of them that references him getting stupid stoned that night. She said that her emotions would have been a lot different as a parent. But again, like I said, she's talking about Stefan, not Jen. So I do give Jen that credit. Darlene said, I don't think anyone was covering for Jen. They were all for Maddie. And if they knew anything, they would tell. Crying but calm equals the tears were there, but there was no hysterics. Yeah. But why is there no hysterics? And I do agree. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't think that they're covering for her. Again, I personally think they thought that Madeline sat in the room and played video games. They thought she slept in her little nook downstairs because they were in and out. They come home and they went to their rooms. They had food in their rooms. They would cook on the stove, but that's about it. The only time everybody in the house got together and did anything was for like Easter, Christmas, and all of that. And I think if they'd have known anything, that something would have been said. Again, it's hard when you live with somebody else because you do try to make interactions as little as possible, because if you get in a fight with the person that you're in the room from, then the whole situation is going to be messed up. It's going to be hostilities in the house and all of that. So you just try to kind of stay out of it. My issue is there was no hysterics. Why is there no hysterics? Why are you not hysterical? I don't think there's enough medication in the world to make a mother whose child is missing not be hysterical. And not only that, go to sleep that night. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, we would be lucky if I ever slept again. But then again, I'm in the true crime genre. So God forbid something like that happen. The first thing that's going to come to my mind is trafficking or something. And then I'm going to just tear myself up thinking my child is being trafficked and literally every second of the day. So it's just, I don't understand why she wasn't there is kind of what I mean. Lovely Hope said, "Oh, I believe she is talking about Stefan, but I might be wrong. At the beginning, she mentioned Jen was desperately crying, which I doubt. If she mentioned that and I didn't catch it, I have to give her credit. But I think she said crying but calm, which would basically mean not hysterical." It's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, Luna. It's me said, "Why wouldn't Stern speak up since he was the one who dropped her off? He stood around with his arms crossed, letting Jen Soto tell his story." He absolutely did, because he didn't want to talk to police. He had things to hide.
One was a hammer. Were the other tools small or grande?
Como medianos. Grande. Como así.
Yeah, entonces.
Como normal. Como...
Pero eran como una herramienta para un tornillo, para algo eléctrico, para...
No era eléctrico. No, yo no vi eléctrico allí en la mesa. Pero sí recuerdo que cuando Jennifer llegó...
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Lori said, but the other flatmate said Jen always needed Maddie to sleep with her. So I'm sure the flatmate must have realized Maddie's not in her own bed and sleeping with him. I remember one thought that she slept in her own bed, and then the other one thought she slept with Jen. I don't think that they knew she was sleeping with Stefan at all. Could she have been that on substances that she had no reactions to the situation? Yeah, that's right. I think if she was, she wouldn't have drawn those pictures in her notebook. Unless she thought she dreamed it. He did look like a dark shadow, Liddy. Jenny said, "I would have lost my head if one of my children disappeared. Now I'm like a hawk with my grandchildren." Me too. I just, God forbid anybody having to go through that.
Salimos del cuarto y estábamos en la sala con toda la situación en la noche. Ella le preguntó a él, ¿y estas herramientas? ¿Qué hacen acá estas herramientas? Y él le dijo, estoy... porque estaba terminando el proyecto. No sé de qué proyecto están hablando.
Okay, so...
Mega Moshi said they were all together downstairs when the police arrived at midnight. You could see them all on the body cam. Yeah, they were all downstairs together at that point, but Madeline's missing, and Jen did go to sleep that night. She admits it.
¿Y qué día fue eso?
Eso fue el lunes, ese mismo lunes en la noche cuando me estoy enterando de toda la situación.
So she noticed that the tools were small. It didn't appear to her to be electrical or anything like that, but she can't describe them. But she does remember when Jennifer was telling her that Maddie was missing. She looked at the tools, and Jennifer asked Stephen, like, "What are these tools? Like, what are they doing here?" And Stephen replied to Jennifer, like, "Oh, I was finishing up a project." Mm-hmm. But she doesn't know what project he was referring to.
Okay, so to be fair, Jen might not have known why the tools were there. Or she knew why the tools were there and made it look like she didn't. I would think that when roommate looks at the tools, Jen noticed the tools and asked Stefan, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that was his answer. And then her manipulating the phone in the doorway. Yeah, it's sad. You would think Jen would have been mad with Stefan for dropping her off early if she believed that story. You would think. Hey, what's next? What's next said maybe Jen Soto slept because the night before she was so busy trying to hide the crime and planning the script. Possible speculation. She didn't ever miss a minute of sleep when Maddie disappeared. It appears to me. I apologize. That's my bias showing. Let me try to put that back up.
Have you ever seen those tools before?
¿Alguna vez has visto esas herramientas antes? No.
So Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday.
Martes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you work Tuesday?
Yeah.
What time?
Déjame recordar. 12.
12.
A las 12 del día.
When you went to work, was Steven and Jennifer here?
Cuando tú fuiste al trabajo, Jennifer y Steven estaban aquí en la casa?
Sí.
Yeah. Were their emotions still the same as they were Monday?
Las emociones de ellos, de los dos, eran lo mismo que estuvo y como lunes, cambiaron.
La verdad no hablé mucho el martes con ellos. Yo me desperté y salí a mi trabajo. Solo le dije a Jennifer, por favor manténme informada. O sea, abrí la habitación y le dije, por favor manténme informada de todo lo que sepas. Yo me tengo que ir a trabajar, pero voy a estar pendiente de mi teléfono. Pero la verdad, decirte que yo podía ver las emociones de ellos, pues Jennifer estaba hinchada de tanto llorar.
So she really didn't pay too much attention to it. When she woke up, she got ready for work. She told Jennifer, like, keep me informed on what's going on. I'll have my phone on me. The only thing she did say was Jennifer obviously looked like she had been crying all night.
Okay. Speaking of phones, does Maddie have a phone?
Maddie tiene un teléfono?
Sí.
Was she on the phone like a normal teenager all the time?
No.
So here she says no, but the police say that they pull her history and it shows she was on the phone. The daughter runs away with, and then she corrects herself, always blaming Maddie, always. Her constant blaming makes me mad. Yeah, she does blame Maddie for a lot. If you're talking about Jen. Liddy said waiting for stepdad grandpa's interview. Yeah, I don't know if we have that one. That would be interesting. Why did Jen say to step in her ex, the dog barking woke her up? That's interesting. Because she doesn't reference the dog barking. She said he was trying to put the leash on. But to be fair, again, I've got to be fair. The dog could have been barking because Stephen was trying to put the leash on. And she said that, the dog, he was trying to put the leash on the dog, which was causing the dog to bark. But she just didn't mention the dog barking, maybe.
Ella estuvo en el teléfono todas las veces como normal, como una...
No, ella no es una niña que use mucho el teléfono.
¿Que no?
Normalmente no.
She's saying that Maddie's not somebody that uses her phone a lot.
Usa mucho la computadora.
She uses the computer a lot.
Con los juegos.
Oh, okay. What about Jennifer or Steven?
¿Los teléfonos?
Sí. ¿Cómo son ellos con los teléfonos?
Todo el tiempo.
They're always on it.
Okay.
Pero a Maddie no. Ella no era como
una niña no es una niña que esté tan pendiente del teléfono. ¿No?
Porque tú sabes, como las juventudes siempre están como pegados a los celulares.
Sí, pero ella es más con la computadora.
She's saying that Maddie was more interested in the computer than she was her cell phone.
Sí.
Okay. If you're in the middle of the night, would you be able to hear somebody leaving the apartment or coming?
Si tú estás dentro de tu habitación o dentro del apartamento en la noche, ¿tú puedes escuchar a alguien si se van del apartamento? Por ejemplo.
I would be mad at my ex too. I would be like, why did you drop her off there? Where did you drop her off at? Precisely take me there. What cars did you see? What color were they? What was the make and model? Did you get a license plate? Like all of the things. And she didn't. It's weird to me.
Abren la puerta del frente y se van. ¿Tú puedes escuchar eso?
Podría escucharlo, pero si me quedo dormida, no creo.
She says if she's asleep, probably not. If she's awake, she probably would hear it, something.
Pero los sonidos en la casa se escuchan mucho. O sea,
you can hear the noises inside the house more.
Like people walking up and down the steps?
Como gente caminando.
Sí. O sea, uno puede escuchar si sube las escaleras, si abres la puerta, eso se escucha.
You can hear people walking up the stairs, opening a door.
Okay. Has Jennifer said anything to her about Maddie being missing, that she thinks something's wrong with her or something happened to her or anything like that?
¿Entendiste eso?
Que si hay algo extraño que yo vi con Mari.
No, Jennifer te dijo algo que era como extraño de Mari, que no, como no la podían encontrar, que algo pasó contra ella o todo esto, lo que está pasando es extraño. Como, ¿te dio algún dato de información?
O sea,
Stoic said, it's truly insane that she's not locked up, y'all. It's like we're wading through her whole swamp of lies every day, going through the potential evidence. Most of it is just blatantly incriminating to me, in my opinion. It is to me, too. And that's why I'm so frustrated with the DA down there. Why is she still out? Lisa Lynn said, it makes me so mad how she was making it look like she ran away by the living in the woods text and then didn't give the police her phone. So disgusting. I think they did at one point, but it's disgusting. Yeah, I don't like it either. Hey, laughter is medicine.
ella me dijo que Mari se había perdido, ¿verdad? Pero siempre he estado pendiente. ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Qué información tienes? Y no me han dicho nada. No sé nada.
So Jennifer told her that Maddie was missing or lost. But other than that, and then the updates that they were getting, she didn't tell her anything.
Okay. Was their other roommate here that night too, Sunday night?
La otra persona que vive aquí, ellos estaban aquí en la noche del domingo.
¿Natalie?
Yes.
¿Natalie?
Sí.
Sí, yo creo.
I hope so, Smokey, about Ed Barbade. I hope they will get her after his first trial. I really do.
She thinks so.
Does she have a boyfriend?
Que yo sepa, no. Que yo sepa.
¿Natalie tiene un pololo? ¿Un novio?
¿Un novio? Pololo. Que yo sepa, no.
Not that she knows.
Ella tiene su hijo, pero ellos se quedan dormidos muy temprano.
¿El hijo vive aquí también?
Con ella, con Natalie, sí.
So Natalie has a son.
How old?
¿Cuántos años?
Están en como 8, 7, no sé qué tiene. Pero
Young kids, 7.
como así de 7, 8.
7, 8.
Y es autista también.
He's autistic.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yo.
Yeah. Okay.
Pero cuando tú dices que el nene también es autista, ¿quién también es autista? O sea, dentro...
Oh, perdona. Es como un comentario que hago para añadir algo. Pues el niño se queda... A veces yo ni veo al niño.
What's next said, Jen Soto acting like her and Stephen Stearns were still a couple and that Stephen was a father figure is another reason I think she is his partner in crime and not an innocent victim. And I agree. It's weird how they act like they were still together. I hope they are, Tony, waiting for the right moment to arrest her. Laughter is medicine. I said, I have a feeling she's going to... Said, I just have a feeling she's going to be next. I pray my gut is right. Maddie needs 100% justice. God bless this poor child. She does. And I feel like if we don't get Jen Soto, she's not going to get 100% justice.
Niño porque ella sale muy temprano a la escuela, a llevar al niño a la escuela, y el niño se queda a las 8 y ya está dormido. A las 8 de la noche.
I was clarifying her last statement because she said that Natalie's son is also autistic, and I was just making sure, like, who else is autistic in the house that you know? She goes, no, I was just saying that he too is autistic.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell her this next topic is going to be kind of sensitive to her.
I hope so, darling.
But we think Stephen was...
I'm going to give y'all a trigger warning.
Taking videos of her that she may have not known about.
¿Entendiste eso?
No, por favor, repítemelo.
Okay. Obviamente lo que estamos hablando es un poco los detalles como sensibles.
Okay.
Pero nosotros creemos que Steven te estaba grabando o tomando fotos de usted también.
So I'm going to show her a photo that doesn't show her face. I just need to know if it is her or not.
Él te va a mostrar una foto. No, la foto no tiene la cara de alguien. Pero lo que él quiere saber, si tú reconoces la foto, por ejemplo, es tu cuerpo.
Tell her not to be embarrassed. It's just...
Yo no quiero que tú pases vergüenza. Mira, nosotros somos adultos y también somos investigadores. Pero nosotros lo que queremos saber si esta foto...
I know he's trying to make her feel better, but like, I don't know how you wouldn't be embarrassed that they have a picture of you naked or doing whatever she was doing at the time. Poor woman. Boomer said, I wonder if the incident happened in Jen's room. Maybe Steppen went to room number 4 to clean up or get things, but it would be easier to carry Maddie out. I mean, I've questioned if it happened down there. Yeah, this is the bathroom photo. Yeah, it would have been better, BH, if they had a woman do that. I feel like they should have. This poor woman.
Foto es usted o alguien que tú conoces, solamente mirando la foto.
But I just need to know if it's her, one, if it's her, and two, if it's her bedroom.
Solamente quiere saber dos cosas. Si la foto es usted, segunda, si la foto es de tu cuarto.
Okay.
I think that is yes.
Sí.
¿Eso es tú? ¿Eso es tu cuarto?
Soy yo.
Pero,
why are you asking her twice if it's her? Hey, JJ, thank you for being here. I mean, obviously it is, and she's traumatized.
donde tomaron esa foto es el cuarto tuyo. That's her in her room.
Okay. Does she know he was arrested?
¿Tú sabes que Steven lo arrestaron? Yeah.
Okay, does she know what he was arrested for?
¿Tú sabes la razón por qué Steven lo arrestaron?
Por agresión sexual.
Sí, pero por ejemplo los detalles.
No sé tanta información porque me da pena preguntarle a Jennifer en esta situación tan difícil de hacerle tantas preguntas así.
She knows it was a sex act or something sexual, but she didn't want to ask Jennifer because of everything she was going through. She didn't think it was appropriate.
Okay. You can tell her that he was arrested for, and we are going to be charging him eventually with taking the pictures of her.
Repíteme, por favor.
Steven, nosotros arrestamos por él estuvo abusando Maddie sexual. Eso porque él está en la cárcel ahora. En el futuro también le vamos a poner cargos contra él por sacar las fotos.
¿Esas?
You're saying photos of her?
Yes.
Sí.
Is she okay with that?
¿Tú estás bien con eso? Por ejemplo,
Por supuesto.
¿tú quieres ponerle cargos?
Sí, por supuesto.
Yeah, she wants to press charges.
Okay.
Okay.
Hay más fotos, discúlpame, pero hay.
He took pictures of her under the door, and this woman's already like, off the bat, yes, I want to press charges. I want to press charges. Yes, we're pressing charges. Take this all the way to the court, and it was nude photos that he took of her under the door. But Jen Soto is asked about wanting to press charges about the sexual assault of her child, and she's got to think about it. The sex acts were not evil, but the homicide was. Like, come on.
She's asking if there's more photos.
There is more photos, but it's all the same day.
Si hay más fotos, sí, pero es del mismo día.
Ok, ¿cómo él entró una cámara a mi cuarto?
She's asking how. Is there a camera in her bedroom?
No, he put it underneath the door.
Él puso la cámara debajo la puerta.
Pero qué enfermo.
But reassure her that this won't happen again because he's probably going to spend a lot of time in jail.
Nosotros te queremos asegurar que esto no va a pasar de nuevo contra Steven porque él va a estar en la cárcel. Okay, pero obviamente yo sé que es algo que no para pasar vergüenza, pero nosotros estamos haciendo una investigación y queremos asegurar dónde está Mari.
Eso es lo más importante.
Y obviamente para ayudarte a usted y la otra gente y Jennifer told. What I was telling her was just rest assured that we're doing our job to make sure that Steven is in jail. Our biggest concern is to find Maddie. for the photos that he took of her and just to make sure everybody else is safe in this apartment.
Quiero hacerte una pregunta ya porque quiero que me quede claro. Esas fotos que él tomó, ¿solo fueron un día o era siempre que él me estaba grabando allí?
What she wants to know is the photos that he took of her.
JJ, I've heard that the one translator is not saying what the detective is saying. And I've heard that a lot. What's next said, I know Stephenstone's parents paid his rent, but they were sick of supporting him. At some point, cut him off. Hence him keep mailing all his toys to Jen Soto house so the parents wouldn't know he had money to blow. Yep. I'm with you. This poor woman.
Was that just all in one day, or was he constantly?
No, all in one day. It was a time period of roughly 3 or 4 minutes.
Él sacó esas fotos de 3 a 4 minutos en el mismo día.
Okay.
But it wasn't multiple times.
Pero no era varios días, no. Solamente ese día.
Quiero saber si esto pasaba constantemente porque él estuvo viviendo tiempo allí.
Because she's been living here for a while, she wants to know if this has been ongoing.
No. And tell her, without getting too much into it, we have his device, and in examining that device, the only pictures we see of her are just that one incident.
Entonces nosotros tenemos el celular de él.
Okay.
Los únicos imágenes que encontramos de usted son esas fotos.
Okay.
And rest assured, tell her that nobody else sees these photos except for law enforcement.
Gracias.
Okay. ¿Tú entendiste eso, cierto?
Que él no esas fotos nadie
Estas
las va a
fotos
ver.
estas fotos no la compartimos con el público, con nadie.
Y
Solamente con los investigadores.
Hey, Yvette. Thank you for being here. Yvette said that he should not be translating. Lovely Hope, there is somebody on the case with the last name Soto, but I don't know. I think it's actually a Jennifer Soto that's on the case as an officer. We have about 2 minutes of this left. I do have some papers that I need to help the kids with as far as schoolwork goes. So I probably will end this one after this interview. And then tomorrow we'll do the second interview she did because, again, these are why they're taking the depositions. And anything else we come up with, I don't know what we'll figure out to talk about tomorrow. We'll go from there. But we'll finish this one, and that'll be about it for me today.
De esta investigación.
Okay. Y otra pregunta, lo de la casa, ¿también van a tener acceso a la información de que él también me grababa a mí?
¿Cómo?
O sea, Jennifer también sabe eso.
Does Jennifer know that Stephen was recording her?
No,
Ella no sabe eso.
Ya se va a morir.
I'm not going to tell her.
Okay.
What you decide to do, you can do. But
So supposedly Jen didn't know. She said, I'm not going to tell her. Somebody said, I wonder if that's why they didn't want to interview her, or Jen kind of tried to deter them from interviewing her, saying that she doesn't speak English. I don't know that she necessarily did that, but I don't know. I can't say that Jen knew about this situation. I'd have to find out in court. Yeah.
But us as law enforcement, we're not going to tell your business to other people.
Okay.
¿Tú entendiste
Sí,
eso?
entendí perfecto.
Okay.
All right, one last thing. Do you think Stephen has the capability to hurt Maddie?
¿Tú crees que Stephen tiene la habilidad para hacerle daño a Maddie?
Después de ver esto, por supuesto. Después de ver eso, creo que sí.
Antes de ver eso.
Antes yo no creía, yo vi las noticias y yo no podía creerlo.
So, prior to seeing these photos, she couldn't believe that he could do something or could hurt Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the photos that you just showed her, he's capable of anything, obviously.
Okay. All right. What I ask is, don't discuss our conversation that we had today with anybody outside.
Por favor,
Yeah.
te vamos a preguntar, no hablas de esta discusión con Nayan, porque obviamente es una investigación que todavía estamos haciendo.
Yo entiendo.
Because our main focus is to find Maddie, and we don't want.
Hey, Donna Gardner. What's next said, other than the hint, Jen Soto mentioned it in the text, how she told Bio Dad to watch out for creeps filming under the doors. Yeah, she did say that, but to be fair, I mean, trying to look at it from all possible perspectives, Stefan could have said, I'm real concerned about Maddie going down there. You heard about that airline person who was doing something, and you never know, somebody could film her under the door. And then Jen Soto's like, oh, yeah, that's a possibility. I better tell Tyler. So, you know, I can't pin that on her exactly, because I could see a conversation going like that, like him saying something to that, him knowing what he was doing, but not necessarily her, and him mentioning it in passing that, you know, we better be careful because somebody could do that to Maddie. That's what I came up with again. Robin, I'm glad you found us over here. I'm glad you found the Speculating family. Abella says, welcome. Hey, Robin. Lori said, again, this woman did not hesitate to say yes, but Jen waits. Right. Hey, Mojo. Something no one ever asked. Where did Maddie go to the restroom in the morning? It should have been in Jen's room. But, you know, she heard Stefan pee, but not Maddie.
Other outside factors.
Okay.
Messing with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Understand. Okay.
Any questions?
¿Algunas preguntas para nosotros?
No, creo que no.
I'm going to give her my card. Obviously, I don't speak Spanish. So if you call and leave a message, I'll have somebody translate it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. We are going to.
Mark?
Yes.
And your name?
Christopher.
Christopher. Okay. Gracias, Christopher. Gracias, Mark.
And we are going to conclude this interview at 8:10 p.m.
And I can show you real quick before I go the short I made showing those pictures where basically the police are recreating kind of what could have happened for court, basically. She doesn't say, I want to say, she doesn't have any long pauses or hesitations. None of that. There's none of that with her. I don't make very many shorts. So, oh, I forgot about the members only. This is where they recreate basically what Stefan was doing under the door. In this video, you're going to see photos that the police took. They are reenacting how Stefan Stearns took photos that they found on his phone. They're trying to recreate it. I don't know why I put music on this. There we go. Okay, so we'll watch it one more time. Basically, again, they're in the file because police are trying to recreate show how Stefan could have taken the pictures of her under the door. They put the phone there, and you can see how you could see, like, if she was standing at the foot of her bed and she's changing, you could see her. And then that's another picture of basically the phone under the door. So it's really sad for her. I feel really bad. Mojo said the roommate should be able to clarify this. If Maddie normally uses the downstairs restroom or if she uses the upstairs, that will show where Maddie was most of the time at night. That is interesting because Stefan didn't use the upstairs bathroom, but if they say Maddie did, that would clarify that. Absolutely. What's next said, no, she didn't say Stefan Stearns said that. Jen Soto just thought it over and she said she saw a story, I think. Yeah, that's what she said, but I'm wondering if the idea was kind of planted by Stefan. I could be wrong. JJ said, I would love to hear what Yolanda and the husband, the grandpa Juan, what they said about in their interviews. I've tried to get those. All I have is the one where they're asking about Maddie. Zan, you better be careful if that's really what you're doing. Be very careful. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I hope you have a wonderful day. I really appreciate you all being here. I do apologize. Today and tomorrow, I've got some extra things going on as far as schooling. So I probably won't be on as long. I won't be doing 3 hours live for today or tomorrow, more than likely, unless some new information comes out that we really, really have to talk to. I'm going to try to get done, kind of like we did today, so that I can help the kids with their school stuff if I don't have time to do it in the morning. Tomorrow, we will continue going over the witness statements that led to the depositions. We will do the other interview with her. And I'm going to also tonight at like 5 or 6 check and see if any more depositions have been added. And we'll go from there. If we just have the one interview to go over, I'm sure we'll find something else to talk about. So if y'all can think of anything, make sure you let me know. Thank you so much for being here. I could talk to myself all day. Without you guys, I would be nothing. I really, honestly, thank you. Thank you guys for being here every day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your thoughts and opinions and speculations. And thank you for discussing this case with me and helping me see it from other avenues and other lenses and everybody else as well. I really appreciate you being part of our speculating family, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have the best night ever. Stay safe, and stay safe. Hug somebody. Tell them you love them. Bye. Thank you.